Liability is a common term in insurance. But what does it mean? Liability is the legal responsibility for your actions. Particularly, it's the legal obligation to compensate someone who you've harmed with your actions. That might include injuring them or damaging their property. When you're found liable for something, it means the legal process has decided that you're responsible for it, and you need to pay up. You could be liable for setting someone's house on fire, or for smacking them in the face with a golf ball. Just for example. Intentional damage or injury is pretty easy to connect to liability. If you punch someone in the face, of course you're liable for their injuries. But liability doesn't have to come from an intentional act. In fact, many things that lead to liability cases are completely unintentional. Instead, they arise from negligence. Negligence is the failure to do what would be expected of a reasonable person in any given situation. Negligence is important when it comes to liability. If a legal process decides that you didn't do what a reasonable person would have done, you could be liable. Here's an example. Homeowners in Canada are responsible for keeping their property safe for visitors. If a homeowner doesn't take reasonable steps to make things safe, they can be found liable if a visitor gets hurt. Exactly what counts as reasonable is different depending on the laws in your jurisdiction, but it generally follows what most people would consider to be common sense. Now let's say there's a homeowner named Greg. He is a little bit lazy and very cheap. The steps leading up to Greg's front door are old, and the wood is starting to rot. Now a reasonable person would see that and know they need to replace the rotting wood steps. But Greg doesn't think it's that big of a deal. He doesn't feel like shelling out the cash. One day, Nancy, a delivery person, walks up to Greg's front door to deliver a package. Sure enough, Nancy's leg drops right through one of the steps, and she ends up with a sprained ankle and other injuries. Nancy can't work for a few weeks, and she is understandably upset. She sues Greg, alleging that he was negligent in not replacing his obviously rotting steps. The legal process agrees. Greg did not take the reasonable steps and is found liable for Nancy's injury. So, even though Greg didn't directly do anything to cause the injury, he is legally responsible for it. This is a situation that falls under premises liability, meaning liability arising from the condition of your home. That's different from personal liability, which relates to your direct actions, like breaking someone's window with a baseball. Premises and personal liability are the two varieties that are most important when it comes to home insurance. In Canada, home insurance policies offer liability coverage. In many cases, that will pay the damages that you're legally responsible for. If you're interested, you can watch our full video about liability insurance by clicking the link on the screen right now. So, that's our quick look at liability. To make sure that you don't miss out on our future quick insurance definitions, click the subscribe button below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this helpful. I'm excited for the example. The legal process agrees, and Greg is found liable. Order in the court! And I hope you found this helpful.
And cut.